Yo, we're back. I'm not telling a story this time. It's more of like a classico episode. No, I just want to talk about like it's the hating it too pie. It's like being on the internet as a kid, you know, and I've been thinking about this because I have friends whose like kids are getting to be of like the age that I was when I started like being online. Granted, like being online in like the early 2000s is way different than now, you know, like home computer, like chat room style, but I very much was like on chat rooms. I was like around on the internet, and then once I hit to be like 7th grade is when I started like getting on 4chan and getting like into the actual like fucked up internet type of shit, you know, like all the beheading videos and like crazy shit like that. Like that was around like 7th or 8th grade when like I became really desensitized to the horrors of the world through just like unfettered internet access, like during like a crazy time in my life in terms of like hormones and like puberty and stuff, you know what I mean? And I think about that because like I look at how formative those years were for me, of just like being a weird kid and feeling socially isolated, feeling really alone, feeling like no one understood me, as everyone does during puberty, you know what I mean? But my one solace was the internet, you know, and so I could talk to my friends on there, I could listen to music, I could like download music, I would like go on weird websites, I'd go on like Wikipedia holes because Wikipedia was like kind of fresh at that point, you know what I mean? Like there was this whole quasi-insular world that I could escape to if I didn't want to deal with like my small town Americana life, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't getting called a faggot by fucking jocks there. I wasn't like being denied by girls there. Like I could go and read about like some weird part of history or the scientific revolution or like some serial killer or just like fall down all these different rabbit holes, like just in the comfort of my own home, right? And I spent so much time like in late middle school and most of high school, like on the internet, just dicking around on the internet. And I was like an edgelord and I was like pretentious, you know what I mean? And I took pride in like listening to better music than people and blah, 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 and being weird and liking weird books and weird movies and like having like edgy opinions and stuff. And like, I wasn't during that time, like there definitely obviously was like online bigotry and like online hate stuff, but the right wing hadn't really organized itself in the digital space enough yet to really understand like, oh, we can just like find like vulnerable, lonely kids on the internet and then just like show them this community and thus get them into like white power shit or like get them into like radical this and that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like we didn't really have that then. If we did, like I wasn't keyed in on it. But you could see the seeds like being planted for sure, especially on like 4chan and stuff. Like misogyny stuff was definitely still there, and there was some racism like around, but it wasn't like used. The internet wasn't really being used as like a, for lack of a better term, like a hate group recruitment tool then, as it is now. And I've been thinking a lot about that because like I have no idea how these kids who are like in middle school, in high school, in early college are like navigating the internet, what the internet is now, and not falling into those traps. Because I'll tell you right now, like knowing myself, like if I would have been like approached at like a really low point by some fucking asshole online, like there's a non-zero chance that I would have been like swept up in some like fucking boogaloo boy ass like alt-right like weird cult or like weird like fucking manosphere like Andrew Tate bullshit or some crazy like Richard Spencer Proud Boy stuff. Like I obviously don't share politics with these people, but I understand as like being someone who was like that target demographic back in the day. Like I definitely understand how they can recruit people and how they can scoop people up and how you can get caught up in like these false senses of like community and security and stuff. So like it is legitimately like impressive that like there aren't a shit ton more of like kids who get caught up in that stuff and it's scary because I know a lot of people who are teachers, and like, I'm not fear mongering, but I know that like a big part of like being a teacher now is like identifying those red flags. And like, there are a lot of school districts where you have to have like a lot of limitations set in place, where it's like, if you're doing like a report on like like a historical figure or whatever, like there's like a list of names you can't do, and it's like Andrew Tate and PewDiePie and like fucking like the dude from Burzum. Like there's so many like alt-right, like online like shithead dudes, and like the threat and the danger has been identified. And like a lot of these kids, like there are kids who get really swept up in it, and then you have to basically like de-radicalize them, which seems like a fucking nightmare. But like, I definitely would have been like a prime candidate for like one of these shitty like Return of Kings ass movements, just to like slowly indoctrinate some kid, and then before you know it, you're like doing some real stupid shit or saying some real stupid shit. And especially like back then, like not really understanding that everything you do online stays for fucking ever. Like, again, it would have been inevitable that I would have like said something or like tried to make some edgy point, and then it's like I would get canceled or something, you know what I mean? And I don't agree with any of those politics, but I'm just saying, like, it fucking freaks me out, like thinking about how close I was to being like a completely different fucking person if I wasn't like immersed in the community that I was with, like, you know, like my friends, and then like the DIY punk and hardcore scene, and then like finding screamo stuff, and then like finding all these other like more positive outlets like through like nerd culture and stuff that I cultivated over the years. Because like, I don't know, it's very easy to feel lonely and to be depressed and want to kill yourself and like be like an edgy nihilistic teen. And instead of someone being like, oh, you should like check out this anime, it's pretty cool, you know, like someone could also just be like, oh, hey, you should watch this Jordan Peterson video and it'll explain how nothing's actually your fault and these people are actually to blame. And if you're already going to kill yourself, you might as well kill some other people too, and I can help you find a gun. Because that's like basically what, I mean, that's what it is to be a kid on the internet these days. Like there is no shortage of people who are like, oh, you can further my agenda and just be like a pawn in my weird game. Like if you don't give a shit, like I'll help you not give a shit even more. And it's scary. Monitor your kids online. Don't give a shit. People suck, and the internet is an easy way to further your shitty agenda with other people's kids. But that's it. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. Andrew really appreciates it. We all really appreciate it. My cats really appreciate it. So if you want to help me and my cats out, and also Andrew and his cats and his girlfriend, like and subscribe, tell your friends, give us a good review, boost our shit up. It'd be cool if we could make money off this. We are grown adults. We have bills. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. We really do appreciate you guys regardless. Yeah, take care of yourself and the people around you. Don't forget to tell your friends you love them.